This is the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music on Twitch. The final day of the SFL regular season brings us to Indiana. The Indianapolis Ramblers will be looking to send their fans home happy and avoid the dreaded 2-10 regular season end. They welcome heated rivals Minnesota to the Snake Pit as the Legend continue to prove their namesake. Hello folks, I'm Tyler Fulton. As announced last night, the Minnesota Legend have become the first expansion team to make the playoffs in their inaugural season since the Tulsa Desperados in Season 11. Now their sights are set on a Central Division title. To do that, Minnesota must take down Indy, and those Tulsa Desperados must claim victory over Sioux Falls. Speaking of legends, I'm joined in the booth by Hall of Famer Eddie Gage. Eddie, in only the second meeting of these two clubs, we have a rivalry game on our hands.
Yes. SFL Nation, what up, dog? Yo, I'm glad to call this game. I just flew here straight from Arizona last night in the SFL private jet, courtesy all fees paid for by Commissioner Cameron Irvine. And I get to call this game here tonight with Tyler Falk. Glad to be here, fella. I'm looking great forward to this great matchup, a rematch, if you will. Indianapolis won their previous season game back in Week 10, 27-10.
A rematch in which you called, partner.
Yes, sir.
It was a very exciting ball game, and so all signs are pointing for this to be exactly the same or thereabout. Indy on a trail of losses, unfortunately. Couple back straight, and all of those, or most of those, also on the road. Happy to be at home for the first time in quite some time, and they will end the season here. Home at the Snake Pit, where the Legend try to be legendary once more this regular season. Indianapolis in their winner's circle, black and whites, while Minnesota in their standard white tops, gray bottoms, as we are about set to begin Week 14 here from Indiana. As here we go. Kickoff here in Indianapolis. Turn will start from near the 5-yard line, trying to shake and bake his return man. Gets some extra yardage, some nice toughness from the return man as he gets all the way up to the 29-yard line. And no further, that was Kanye Rockefeller, the return man for Indianapolis, and that will see us introduce Colin Pierce for the first time under center for the Ramblers. Here comes Indy on their first play of the drive. First offensive play of the ball game. We'll go with the ground attack left side for Brad Jones, and he is taken down at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit there on the outside from Minnesota, led by Cody Griffin, the cornerback, as we introduce you to the rest of the Ramblers offense. Brad Jones is the tailback with Ed Williams, Jay Viper, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield at the wide receiver spots. Randy Pierce and Gibson Rickenbacker are the tight ends, with LeJacque Pancake at left tackle. Empty backfield, 4 wideouts here for Indy. On second down, Pierce over the middle, caught by Randy Pierce. Pierce is combined for a gain of 7.
It's always compelling to me to see the strategy of these SFL defensive coordinators. Minnesota has 4 defensive linemen, yet they elected to go with a 3-2 defense, going with coverage rather than pass rush ability.
Happens here on third down. Another pass near side. That's hauled in by Ryan Roosevelt. First down, Indianapolis.
Ryan Roosevelt signed this offseason from the Atlanta Swarm, out here making an impact here on his first drive.
Now at the 42-yard line come the Ramblers. Coverage going to be backing off on the outsides. 3 wideouts here for Colin Pierce. Passing play. Pressure up the middle. Colin gets away left side. We'll find Roosevelt once more, and it's another first down for Indy as this passing attack, the combination partner of Pierce to Roosevelt, has worked wonders this season here for Indianapolis.
It has, and we talked about, they saw something in this young man. Coming from Atlanta Swarm, he has a perfect build for this offense.
Well, besides the tailback Jones, the leading receiver in terms of receptions here for Indy, as the handoff, this time only the second carry of the ball game for Brad Jones, is taken down at the line of scrimmage as we introduce you to the Legend defense. Angela Meerkat, Buster Johnson, Max Knight, Mark Miller are the defensive linemen. Axel Raven, BJ Loveless, and Juan Mississippi are the linebackers. Cody Griffin and Johnny Bravo head the cornerback core, with Tigga Clay, Rick Evans, Daniel Wright, and Derek Meerkat. 4 safeties for Minnesota. Trips right, handoff. Brad Jones in the run game, slow to get going, as Jones will find himself on the turf before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, even with a 3-3 nickel defense, Indianapolis is having a hard time getting this running game going.
The linebackers having to play double duty, as we've seen so early and often this football game in this entire season. 4 wide, Pierce over the middle, caught near the marker, and they will not get the home team advantage. Roosevelt going to be marked just shy of the sticks.
Yeah, the officiating crew did not get the memo that Indianapolis is the home team in this game. Let's see if this play is challenged. Look like it's not, but Indiana right now is going to line up to go for it here.
So I know those lines are only imaginary, but only maybe a microscopic speck between Indy and a first down, as Colin Pierce goes under center. They will go with the ground game, and for once it works well. Jones with a nice spin move on 4th down. Here goes Brad Jones inside the 10. Touchdown. Indianapolis on 4th and inches.
4th and inches, and I thought they were going to line up with a fullback in the backfield. They elected not to, showing up, coming out in a heavy pass set, but they went for it there on 4th down, cut to the outside. He was initially cut off. He tried to run that through the A-gap, but nothing was there, as Max Knight and company did a great job doing their side of the bargain. But the outside was available. He cut out there and used his speed to get out there. And just like that, Indianapolis looking to even up this rivalry.
And they didn't give up on the ground game. They kept pounding the rack on the drive, and finally it works in Indy's favor. They get on the board with a Brad Jones touchdown, and on comes Larry Barr to tack home the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. It's Indy who take the early lead, 7-0. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations, as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And Barr puts his boot to the ball as we're underway again from near the goal line. Here comes Adam Banks, the return man, trying to stretch the field. Got an extra block, but is ultimately taken down at the 24. And so now it falls on Johnny Reno, the quarterback for Minnesota, to see if he can't answer his counterpart on Indianapolis.
Yeah, the offense for Minnesota has picked up since that loss to Carolina. Speaking with Axel Raven, he said he made it a point to be more aggressive from that point on. And since then, the victories have piled up.
Minnesota will come out in an eye and a 2 tight end look here on 1st down. Reno looks right side for Colin Hart, the tailback. And Hart turns upfield and gets about 6 yards. And we'll introduce you to the rest of the Legend offense. We saw just now Colin Hart. He's the tailback with Tank Williams, the fullback. Buchanan Simons, Queg Mam, Jay Taylor, and Adam Banks are the wide receivers, with Christian Bakagalupe and Jason France at tight end. Second and 4 now. I formation. Another swing pass near side for Hart. Hart gets a nice little burst of speed and will pick up the 1st down. And we were talking in our broadcast meeting, Eddie, that both these tailbacks for both Indy and Minnesota see a heavy dose of the swing pass ball.
Yeah, including, both these tailbacks rank 4th and 15th in the league in terms of carries. They're a big part of their offense.
Now for the first time in the ball game, Minnesota will come out in a shotgun set. Trips to Reno's right. Shot over the middle. Caught near midfield, and he looked wide open. It's Jay Taylor.
Yeah, and Indianapolis on defense on this particular series are coming out very soft, giving these receivers a lot of cushion. I understand it's early, and you're trying to get an idea on what they're doing here, but you got to be more aggressive than that, because just like that, Minnesota's already at midfield.
After the Jay Taylor reception, the second 1st down early on in this contest for the Legend offense. Here they come from midfield. They go on the ground. Traditionally now for Colin Hart, and Hart only able to muster up about 2 yards before he's taken down. let's introduce you to the Indianapolis Ramblers defense. Rocco Rossi, Corey Dobbins, Chris Joseph, and Derek Junko are the defensive linemen, with Chris Britton III, Adam Wiseman, and Chad McDevitt, the linebackers. Blake Prine, Dominic Matz, Ernest McCray Sr., the corners, with Cam Anderson and Brian James and Kanye Rockapella are the safeties. And they go again on the ground, do the legend, and only minimal yards to show for it. Chris Britton on a stop.
On every play of this drive, it's been some variation of the cover 3 defense that Indianapolis has performed thus far. They're getting their safeties down the box, trying to stop the running game. We'll see how it all shakes out, but it's very interesting as they're getting aggressive, bringing those safeties down.
3 wide receivers set, 2 backs in the backfield. Reno to throw. Has time. Looks near side. It is looking for Jay Taylor. Instead, we'll find Blake Prine.
And we saw it yet again. This time they bring down the free safety in the box, and that puts a lot of pressure on those cornerbacks to deliver. But Blake Prine did a great job right there of taking away the deep ball and giving it in his Indianapolis football right back.
So the Ramblers will take over after the turnover from their own 26-yard line. Coverage backing way off on the top side of the field. We'll see if Pierce goes that way. No, they go directly over the middle into quadruple coverage, and it's nearly taken away right back by B.J. Lovelace, the middle linebacker.
B.J. Lovelace, I've said it time and time again. I love that guy. We miss him over there in Arizona, one of the better coverage linebackers in the entire SFL, if not the best. You better look elsewhere. Don't throw it his way.
Colin Pierce, fortunate to get the ball back. They come out now with an empty backfield. 4 wide receivers set. Corners right up on the line this time. You're on second down. Minnesota sent 4. Pass over the middle. Floater. It's a Pierce-to-Pierce connection. The tight end, Randy, hauls it in for an Indy first down.
Now, I talked about B.J. Lovelace in coverage a moment ago. Anytime it's a zone situation, there's no better linebacker out there, in my opinion, than B.J. Lovelace. But this time they put him out in man. That's not his strong suit. You want him playing zone coverage, but he did a great job of keeping up with the guy and get him down to the ground. But man coverage is not his specialty.
Here's boxing out. Lovelace just a little bit better. That size playing a factor on that crossing route over the middle. Collin can look to throw over the middle. It is caught by Jeff Banfield for a pickup of 6.
And right away, just looking at this game, the way it's breaking down, Minnesota is so much more aggressive on offense, on defense. They want to take away the short, medium, and deep. And I'm going to see how this game unfolds for them, because this defense is very aggressive tonight.
Right now, those middle crossing routes, those short underneath routes, having to put a lot of pressure on those linebackers like you were talking about earlier in the broadcast partner. Colin, pressure, has to get rid of it, and does to Brad Jones out of the backfield. Jones cannot turn up field in time. Is going to lose maybe half a yard.
You know, I think that was Max Knight, the defensive tackle, former Arizona Scorpion, who forced him to get rid of that ball before he wanted to, and there was nowhere to go because, once again, that secondary is playing aggressive.
Third down now here for Indy. They're going to be looking for midfield to convert here on third down. Quick drop. Pierce throws, is hit as he throws, and it falls to the turf. Minnesota defense forces a stop, and Indy's going to have to punt.
Second time we've called Max Knight's name tonight. He was looking for his 9.5 sack on the season. Ranks 13th in the SFL coming into this week, making an impact once again.
Back-to-back plays, too. They looked like Indy tried to run maybe a similar play and a similar drop-back scheme for Colin Pierce, and ultimately it does not work. As for the first time tonight, we will see Matty Wiseman brought onto the field to punt this one away. Nice high spiraling punt from Matty, as on the return now is Banks, having lots of trouble trying to make something happen. Dominic Matz comes up with the stop at Minnesota's 21. That is where Johnny Reno will retake the field here for the legend, having to try and shake off an interception on their first drive.
Yeah, his defense bailed him out there, and let's see if he can shake off those cobwebs and put together a nice drive.
That end flex off the line to the left with an I formation behind Reno. Reno looking for a quick throw over the middle into no one in particular. Jason France, the tight end, was in the area, but just a little bit overthrown. It seems like Reno's just a little bit unsure of himself after the pick.
Well, his receiver, actually, the tight end there, got bumped off his route, which made the timing of that play, off there. And once again, Indianapolis coming out in his cover 3 look.
Minnesota can find a way around. 2nd and 10. Goal line eye here for Minnesota. Swing pass right side. Colin Hart turning upfield and hit at the 28-yard line. Hart will pick up 7 as Ernest McCray Sr. comes down and makes the tackle.
Yeah, and Colin Hart needs to give his teammate Christian, his tight end, credit for that because he put a great block to make that play possible.
3rd down for Minnesota. 5-step drop, swing pass near side for Hart. Can he get the first? Yes, he can, and a couple more up to his own 34-yard line. Just not quick enough on the outside from Chad McDevitt as Hart able to get the first down for the Legend.
Yeah, that time, Indy came out in a cover 12 look out of the 4-3 defense, and had it been cover 4, the linebacker would have been over there to make this tackle, but unable to do so this time.
Another heavy set, and now Indianapolis trying to stack the box. 9 men in the box here on 1st down. Run up the middle for Hart.
Oh, my goodness.
He shimmies his way through tacklers and picks up 4 before being laid out at the 39.
Yeah, defensive end Chris Joseph just lowered his shoulder and reminded him this is a big man sport. He didn't even have to wrap him up. He just kind of lowered his shoulder, hit him, and he went straight to the turf.
Now at the 2-minute mark. Here in the 1st quarter, another goal line eye out of the Legend. Go with a stretch play right side, and Hart runs into friends and foes alike and will lose maybe a yard as getting in the backfield for Indianapolis was Rocco Rossi.
Yeah, that time they ran a strong power O, but the guard was unable to get over there in time before the defensive corralled in on Colin Hart.
Another 3rd down here for the Legend. 1 of 2 so far. They go with a run up the middle, and it nearly gets them all the yards they needed. Hart this time unable to come up with the conversion, stopped a yard shy.
Yeah, 3rd down and 6. I'm kind of surprised they elected to go with the run there, Tyler, but they almost picked it up.
Trying to throw Indianapolis for a loop. It nearly worked, but credit to Indy's defense for coming up with the stop. And so it's Ryan Platt on to punt this one away here for Minnesota. Punt is away. Kanye Rockefeller back deep to return. He's going to call for a fair catch at the 23. Haul in without any trouble. The SFL Network is coming to the ESTV Plus app 24/7. SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone or on your TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL Network, where SFL creators come together. Quick drop here from Colin Pierce, looking near side. Caught by Banfield, picks up 5 before he trots out of bounds.
Yeah, that time Minnesota's secondary was not so aggressive, and Indianapolis picked up on it. Quarterback read it. Colin Pierce made a great read, got it to the outside, and just took what the defense gave him.
2nd and 5 from 29 yards.
Solid nickel picked up. They're on 1st down. Now will they be able to dime them? They're on 2nd. Pierce left side, caught by Brad Jones. Nice spin, 2nd spin, and Brad Jones nearly picks up a dime all himself as he gets to the 38-yard line.
And another great read by Colin Pierce there. He sees the pre-snap, the safeties caught peeking in the backfield, and sure enough, once the Asian height came out of his mouth, came flying down to the line of scrimmage, and he threw the ball right where he just left. Easy pitch and catch.
Surprised me most their partners, Axel Raven, unable to come up with the tackle. That's not something we see too often. Axel being one of the best tacklers in the SFL.
2 tight ends.
1st and 10. Single back look here for Indy. Colin Pierce gonna look for
Look
someone. It takes too long in the pocket. Down he goes. It's a sack for the legend. Buster Johnson combines with Mark Mello.
Combined on the sack. You just can't hold the ball long against this team. If that first reading isn't there, you need to look to the second one. If your second read isn't there, just take off and run with it or throw the ball away.
That'll take us to the end of the first quarter here from Indianapolis. 7-0. Ramblers in front. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Indianapolis with the lead as we welcome you back to the Snake Pit. Tyler Falk getting engaged here in the booth with Ethan Kai and David Harrell in the stats truck. Thanks to those gentlemen for helping us out with live stats today. Shotgun set here for Pierce. He's going to look to throw, looking for a deep bomb near side, and that one is picked up. One pick for each side of the football today. It's Cody Griffin who hauls it in for Minnesota's.
Ill-advised pass there by Indianapolis. Not sure what he thought he was looking at, but Cody Griffin, already one of the better corners in this league, despite being only his third season, picks the ball off there and gives the ball right back to his offense.
So here come the legend from their own 41 after that turnover. 3 wide receivers, 2 to Reno's left, 1 to the right. Jason France, the tight end, going to line up on the line to the left, along with Colin Hart, kind of sidecar back there. Pass left side, wide open is Buchanan Simons, and he will get about 3 yards. And it's good to see Buchanan Simons flourishing here in Minnesota after coming over in the offseason from Charleston.
Yeah, Minnesota got a number of players from that Charleston team this past offseason. BJ has a great relationship with those guys, and he benefited from it mightily.
And in Simons, Jay Taylor, 2 wide receivers that are well respected here in the SFL. Handoff through the middle goes Colin Hart, able to get away from one tackler, but he is taken down by Chad McDevitt after a short pickup of maybe 3 yards.
And that was all Colin Hart, as there was nothing there. He got little push from his offensive line, but he just shimmied his way through there and found a way to pick up a few yards.
Oh, here on 3rd down, come the legend. 4-3 look out of the Ramblers. Reno gonna look to throw over the middle into double coverage, nearly picked. He was looking for France, and it was nearly taken away by Indy, and Minnesota are forced to punt it away again.
Yeah, that was an ill-advised pass there, and I understand he had a little pressure in his face, but you've got to either throw that ball away or look elsewhere, because you don't want to give Indianapolis offense that's been struggling for the most part this season starting field position.
Both teams unable to capitalize off of turnovers. Ryan Platt punts this one away to Kanye Rockefeller, who calls for a fair catch at his 22-yard line, hauls it in. The SFL Weekly Fantasy Contest is officially up and running. Think you can draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap, or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitment, and a new contest opens every week on Tuesday night. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. Contact Jack Walt, Stephen Hacker, or Hunter Norwood to join today. Touchdown Ramblers from their own 22. With a run up the middle. Brad Jones fights off one tackler and picks up extra yards. 8 all told to his own 29.
That one tackler was B.J. Lovelace. Coming into this game, he had 91. Not too often you see a man elude the grasp of B.J. Lovelace, but he did a great job doing so there and picking up 8.
Lovelace and Raven both having trouble to bring down Jones, which might ultimately work in Indy's favor. Pierce under trouble, finds Jones on the left side and tried to spin away. One of the most sure tacklers in the ballgame so far, Rick Evans, able to come up with the stop.
Rick Evans with the stop, and a great stop it was, because I thought he was going to spin out of that and pick up a few yards trying to pick up that first down, but Rick was having nothing of it.
Great stop for Minnesota. They'll need one more to force Indy's offense off the field. 3rd and short with 4 wide receivers. Here comes Pierce. Looks near side and nearly threw it right back to Cody Griffin. That was a pick six in the making if he would just haul it in.
Yeah, he was probably looking towards the end zone before he brought that ball away. And look at the replay here. He has that ball in his hands, and maybe it was the defender next to him who had his eye on them. I don't know, but that should have been a pick, and they were fighting over the football.
And so it's not a turnover, but it's a 3-and-out for Minnesota. The defense
Holds again.
shores up, and they hold again, exactly, partner. On comes Maddie Wiseman for her third punt of the ball game. Punt is on its way to Adam Banks. Adam will try and make a return of it, and he is decked at the 37-yard line. He probably should have followed the lead of Kanye Rockefeller and tried to call for a fair catch.
Indeed, some of those attempts just are not worth it. And Axel Raven is in the SFL Twitch chat apologizing to his team for getting in Cody Griffin's way of that would-be interception.
So Minnesota, we've seen a lot of this in the ball game. Goal line I, 1st and 10. Reno looks for Hart out of the backfield, gets a block, but cuts inside instead of outside. Will only pick up 4 on the swing pass.
It shouldn't have been that much, honestly, because strong safety Brian James is right there. He read the play, but he saw that offensive lineman going out there, and he made a business decision to wait up.
Now from the 41-yard line, 2 tight ends to the right. Reno looks near side for Hart again.
Wow.
Hart cannot get away from Chris Britton as Chris Britton's been stuck on Hart like glue.
Yeah, he showed great closing speed. That time he shows his teammate Brian James how you should close in on the football. Big third down here for Minnesota.
Absolutely. 3rd and short. 3 wideouts here for Reno as he's back in the gun with Hart off to his right. 3-3 nickel here from Indy, looking to play more coverage.
Oh, great
Reno
job.
over the middle. Great pass as the linebackers and front corners stood up playing the short zone. Reno threads the needle into Buchanan Simons, and it's an easy 1st down for the Legend.
You saw the same thing I saw, Tyre. The corners were aggressive, trying to take away the 1st down attempt, but he got great protection from his offensive line and just allowed them to clear the zone and threw it right over their heads.
1st and 10 from 41 yards.
Oh, inside of Indianapolis territory. Come the Legend. Handoff through the middle. Hart had to bounce it off the left, and he takes a huge lick for a loss of 1.
Yeah, and my goodness, they flew to the ball as if they were in the huddle and knew what the snap count was. They got back in the backfield in a hurry.
Lots of heavy hitting between these two rivals. We'll talk about more what makes this rivalry so special, even though it's only the 2nd time these two teams have met here in just a second. 2nd 11 from Indy's 42-yard line. Reno under center. 5-step drop. He has to step up and gets rid of it near side to Tank Williams. Don't know how he saw over his lineman to get it to Tank, but he got him to it nonetheless.
I don't know how he saw me, though, because there was a boatload of traffic to go through there, and cornerback Dominic Matz was right there in the area. He could have easily broken it up had that been a tip drill and intercepted going the other way.
Another 3rd down here for the Legend. Reno's going to have to look over the middle again, and that's nearly taken away by Rockefeller. 4th down upcoming.
Wow, and I think Rockefeller's wearing a new number this season because I'm not used to him wearing number 48, but man, that ball was almost going the other way. He made a great jump on the football, Kanye did.
I agree, and now, with that incompletion, it's a punt for Minnesota. Ryan Platt stands at about his own 42.
Gonna try and pin him deep here.
Trying to angle it toward the near sideline.
Oh,
at the
bad
Ted, take a Minnesota bounce. You're saying bad decision. I'm saying great decision as Minnesota down it at the 2.
Oh, no, it's not a bad decision on Minnesota punting that football. It was a bad decision on Kanye not to fair catch it. They've been at the 10-yard line. Now they're pinned deep. They got to be careful here.
And so, Indy going to be starting from the shadow of their own end zone. 6:14 to go here in the second quarter. They're going to go with a stretch play near side. Brad Jones out of one. Griffin there to stop him at the 11-yard line. And as we mentioned earlier, partner, this rivalry is already getting a lot of praise, especially in the social media department.
Oh, yes. It started before these teams even played a down in the SFL. It started in the offseason. They were going back and forth with each other with some friendly banter, I would say. Some would say it gets kind of personal, but if you know these two teams, it's just all fun and games.
Pierce looks right side for Brad Jones. Jones fighting for the first down. He will get it to the 13.
Yeah, and that time Jones bailed out his quarterback because that was a bad pass as the ball was actually behind him. Had it been out in front of him, that would have been an easy pitch and catch for a first down, but the power of Brad Jones gets him that first down.
Just past the halfway point here in the second quarter with a bunch set off to the right for Pierce. Handoff. Jones got a couple of blocks, ultimately taken down after the pickup of 2 by Axel Raven.
Yeah, this Minnesota defense is not playing. They have 3 contract linebackers sitting behind that stout front 4, and it's going to be a tough sledding today for Brad Jones.
2nd and 8 from the 15-yard line, single back ace formation. 4-3 look out of Minnesota. 2 linebackers showing blitz. Minnesota only send 4. Here's looking deep, and that one is caught behind the defense, and still going is Jeff Banfield, finally brought down at the 39.
I don't know how Jeff Banfield came down with that football because Minnesota did everything right. They were lined up. Johnny Bravo, that should have been an interception, and somehow he mistimed his jump or something because that should have been a pick, but he mistimed his jump, and Indianapolis takes advantage of it, and just like that, they flip the field.
What a pretty pass. A mistimed attempt at a pick. And Indy now inside Minnesota football territory here at the 39-yard line. 2 wideouts off to the right. Jones behind Pierce in the backfield. They'll go to Jones out of the sling pass near side, and it's Axel Raven there to greet him at the 35.
I didn't see which offensive lineman it was, but he actually was trying to get out there to help him out, but he got held up by a defender and couldn't get out there to make the block. Otherwise, that would have been a pickup of about 15 yards.
2nd and 6. Here for Indianapolis. 3 wideouts on the field. 2 to the left, 1 to the right.
Doubles.
Pierce looking over the middle, and he's incomplete. Tried to thread it into Ed Williams. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, it's the second time tonight we've seen Indianapolis get bumped off their route by the defender, but it was legal because he was actually trying to run through the defender, which threw off the timing of that route.
Another 3rd down.
Empty set.
Here for Indianapolis, empty backfield, dime package here for the legend. They'll try and do an alternate play over the middle as Minnesota backed off, and Pierce finds Viper for a first down.
Jay Viper coming in with 39 catches on the season thus far, was on Ashley Jackson's show this week, and got to know a little bit more about the young man. Very energetic, very involved in this league.
Want to check out Ashley's show, go to simulationfl.net and click on Ashley Jackson Show. On the homepage, pass over the wide open is Ryan Roosevelt. How did he get that wide open part?
Well, the same way that Minnesota picked up a first down in the last series, Indianapolis was going thinking touchdown. Minnesota was thinking protect the sticks.
Excellent route ran there by Roosevelt. 1st and goal, Indianapolis. This is not the sight you want to see if you're a Minnesota fan looking for a win to have a hope at getting a division title. Pierce going to look for the end zone. It is dropped. Somehow it is dropped by Ryan Roosevelt. Wow.
Yeah, well, first of all, that was a very tight window to get the ball through, so I'm not sure if the waving arms of the defense kind of got in this way, and He lost sight of the ball, but he had another receiver on the other side of the field who was also open, who I probably would have thrown that ball to.
Oh, it's 2nd and goal now.
Triple.
Pierce under pressure, and he is eaten alive in the backfield. It's Max Knight who says night-night to Colin Pierce.
We used to call him in Arizona Max Goodnight because he's a big man at 350 pounds. And I tell you what, he doesn't want to feel that man coming down on him anymore this game because Max Knight has already made a significant impact in this ball game.
And that's going to push Indy all the way back to the 11-yard line. It's 3rd and goal from there. Punch set near side here for Colin Pierce. He's got a wide receiver at the top of the picture. Gonna try and throw again under pressure.
He
It
stopped it again.
Popped into the arms of the defender, and it's another pick as we hit the 2-minute warning. Legend will have the ball on the 20-yard line when we come back. You're watching the final week of the regular season of season 19 of the SFL right here on Twitch.
Wow.
What a crazy ending before the break, partner. Partner Eddie Gage, I'm Tyler Falk. Happy to have you along with us from the Snake Pit here in Indianapolis, Minnesota, with the football from their own 20. 5-step drop over the middle, and he gives it away! And it's taken right back by the Ramblers.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought that Minnesota was going to take advantage of the defense because they were very aggressive at the line of scrimmage, pressing these receivers. Had that ball gone to the outside toward the sticks, toward the sidelines, they had something going there, but they did not. Perhaps Indianapolis saw something on tape because they were pressing and had that read all the way.
I think they're looking back to the last time these two teams played. Jason France got open a couple of times on those post routes. Kanye Rockefeller saw that and said, "Not this time, sir," as they take over on Minnesota's 38-yard line. Pierce looking for Brad Jones in the backfield. Jones with plenty of space. A nifty move to get by one, but is haven't taken down at the 31. He'll pick up 7.
Nice pickup there. And as you said, 2 guys out there made one of them miss, but the second one made them pay.
2nd and 3 now from the 31-yard line.
They like this triple look. They caught it a few times today.
And run a couple of different plays out of it as well. We'll see what they come up with here on 2nd down. Quick drop, slants over the middle, and it's knocked aside. Incomplete. Juan Mississippi out there on the outside. Linebacker got his mitts in the way.
And this is why I love calling these Minnesota games because they are very aggressive on defense. They are not going to give you a blade of grass. They try to take away the short stuff, intermediate, and even deep. Minnesota gives you nothing. You're going to have to earn it.
Only 7 points on the scoreboard for either side, all coming in the way of Indianapolis. Slow going since then. Pierce looking over the middle. It hits the shoulder pad. I believe that was of Cody Griffin, and it's incomplete. 3 and out after the pick.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because they had Randy Pierce open in the middle of the field, looked him off. Why, I'm not sure, because he was wide open. That's been an easy pitch and catch for a 1st down.
So, might see our first points off of a turnover with this field goal attempt here from Larry Barr. .47.5-yard attempt from the right hash. Snap, spot, kick is up. It has the distance, and it is good. 10-0 Indianapolis from the Snake Pit here in Indiana. The SFL produces over 400 live events each year, but don't miss community content creators and their creations. Tuesday, October 11th, join Dave Axis and the Axis Live crew as the show returns for a special Season 19 playoff preview show. To check out archive versions of community shows, visit simulationfl.net and click the logo of your favorite form of SFL entertainment. You're rolling once again. Here from Indianapolis on the return. Adam Banks trying to make something work. Can't. He gets it up to the 24-yard line. A couple of untimely interception in this ball game, partner, for both quarterbacks, and for Reno, especially unfortunate, putting Indy near field goal range.
Yeah, if Indianapolis goes on to lose this game, they're going to rule of the day that they had those dropped passes that could have been touchdowns.
They're gonna go with a run up the middle. Hart cannot get anywhere. He's taken down a loss of about 1, and I think Minnesota is content being down by 10 as they will get the football to start the second half.
This just in, Tyler. Houston was at one point down 21-7, has fought their way back. They're now down 7 in scoring range, but Mike St. Green just went out with a spinal injury.
Oh, that is incredibly unfortunate for Houston. Is Minnesota going to look to pass?
Look out.
Under pressure from behind, didn't see him coming, and Chris Joseph comes up with a sack.
Chris Joseph trying to put a stamp on this first half and help his team out, and there he just did, picking up his 6th sack of the season.
That might have been the final play of the first half.
They're going to run one more.
Oh, it seems. Here they come with 4 wide receivers. Reno with Hart in the gun. Slant pattern over the middle. It is followed up Ramblers.
Wow.
Pick, and another one that leads to Indianapolis possibly putting more points on the board.
Yeah, they're going to trot out Larry Barr right now with 6 seconds left in this first half. They're going to extend this lead with another field goal attempt, and that's a throw you just cannot make. Why even bother throwing a ball short? You're not going to get a touchdown out of it. They're in man defense, so he's going to be brought down regardless. Just throw the football away or do something else with it, unless it's obviously wide open, because now Indianapolis is going to stretch this lead out.
Momentum firmly on Indianapolis' side, as here comes Larry Barr from about 36.5 yards from the left hash. Snap spot. That one is nearly blocked, but it is up, and it is good. With 1 second to go in the second quarter, it is Indianapolis 13, Minnesota 0. And partner, you talked with head coach Chad Rowland of Indianapolis, and right now things are going exactly like he was saying, like he was talking with you.
I surely did. Coming into this game, he says the offense has to play better. Just flat out, they have not gotten the job done as of late. He said the defense needs to keep doing what they've been doing in this latter half of the season. If we can jump on them early, he thinks they can win this game. They're up 13-0, so he's on the right path.
He also said Minnesota may have gotten lucky.
He sure did.
Meeting. And right now, he is living the dream. It is Indianapolis 13, Minnesota zip. Here from a snake pit in Indianapolis. And quickly, partner, what does Minnesota got to do? They have possibly and potentially a division title on the line.
Yes, they do. They need to come back and find a way to win this ball game. And to do that, they need to show up on those turnovers, because that's what's killing their offense right now. That turnover they had just gave Indianapolis 3 free points. I mean, they're only 9 of 15, quarterback Johnny Reno is. He needs to improve that passing efficiency.
So Adam Banks gets the return to start the second half. Nice spin move, but taken down at the 21-yard line. Tyler Falk alongside Eddie Gage here in the booth, Ethan Kai and David Harrell in the stats truck. And, of course, our producer is the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine. We want to welcome all of you back to the Snake Pit here in Indianapolis, Indiana, as Minnesota already have clinched a playoff spot, but need a win to maybe make it a better spot in the playoffs. Right now looking at maybe the 10th seed. Swing pass right side for Colin Hart, trying to spin upfield, but no dice. Tackled after only a yard.
Yeah, that time Brian James, perhaps he got an earful at halftime about that previous attempt to bring Colin Hart down in the backfield. This time he makes up for it and limits his gain to 1 yard.
Come out in another I formation. Looking for the screen right side for Hart. Hart's got it at a nice block, and here goes Colin Hart up the sideline to the 45.
And that time, Brian James came up. He took out the guard, but there was no one behind him. He did his job. Let's see, look at this on a replay. He does his job taking out the guard that's out in front of Colin, but the rest of his team has got to come over and have his back, and they were slow getting over.
What a block from Christian Bacalupe, the tight end, just to help Colin Hart out there, sealed the edge, pushing the defender wide out of play, out of bounds even, as Minnesota's drive continues from their 45-yard line. Reno looking over the middle, and is caught by Buchanan Simons. First down and more. Gain of about 16 for Simons, the legend.
Yeah, Reno let that ball go just in time as the defense was barreling down on him, but he stood tall in the pocket and finds his target.
First and 10 from 38 yards.
So here come the legend across midfield. Two tight ends, two wide out look. Hall and Hart alone in the backfield. Quick drop. Indy said 5 floater, and if it just had a little bit more touch, it would have found Jason France. Instead, the ball goes to the turf.
Yeah, Collin's got to put a little bit less air up under that, put some zip under that ball, and if he does, that may have been a touchdown.
Just the perfect spot for Rockefeller to come across. He has played outstanding in the middle of the park today, knocking away a couple of passes and coming up with a pick. Now it's 2nd and 10. Bunch set. The left-hand side on the formation. Reno has time. Looks over the middle, and it's swatted away again. Incomplete. It's Bryant James, the strong safety, who comes up with the tip.
Brian James having himself a ball game as well. At that time, there was just nowhere to go with the football, and he's got to either take off and run with it or buy himself some more time for someone to get open.
You can see the game plan from Minnesota. They want to get Jason France the football. And Indy's game plan to limit that play has worked outstandingly.
Yeah, as you said, he had a pretty good game back in Week 10 versus Indianapolis.
Couple of targets for Jason France. No completions today. They've kept the big man silent on offense, this Indianapolis defense has.
Look at this defense. They are very aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10. Reno going to throw over the middle. It is caught. They tried to play man coverage on Adam Banks, and it didn't work.
Didn't work, and they did not get the pass rush they were hoping for, and he had too much time for the receiver to get open.
Take a look again. Almost a linebacker. Yes. Yeah. That was close, and Reno showed great composure to find Banks.
I can't remember who the team was that Indianapolis was playing earlier this season, but Adam Wiseman had 3 sacks in that game.
1st and 10. Reno jump off near side for Hart. Hart had a good burst of acceleration. Too often we see, partner, I think that's what you were exclaiming about, is when that play happens that they're usually taken down in the backfield because they don't have the burst of speed like Hart does.
They do not, and he's lucky. He actually got a pretty good block from his center, Brandon Davenport, but didn't get it much else.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Corners creeping up onto the line of scrimmage. They put 10 men in the box to combat the goal line eye.
Green.
Reno looks right side for Hart. Hart taken down by Bryant James. Picks up 7 yards, the 19.
We've been calling Brian James' name a lot tonight. He did a great job just getting over there. He had a long way to go to get over there to pick up Colin.
Along with Chris Britton, both those guys have at least 3 tackles tonight. Now for the first time, Minnesota is in the red zone. Go with a run. Right side. Hart found a way. It looked like the play was designed to go up the middle. Hart showed great awareness to bounce it out.
Great awareness and great patience, Tyler. That ball is designed to go to A-gap. Look at this on the replay. But he sees there's nothing there. He bounces it outside, looks for a hole, finds one there around a C-gap, and picks up the first down. That's a great run by Colin Hart.
I'll tell you what, partner, patience is a virtue. Every time I play Madden or if I'm playing all-pro football, I don't show a lot of patience when I try and run the ball. I try and force it through. So I commend Hart for having a lot more patience than I certainly would have in that situation. First and goal now here for Minnesota. 2 wideouts, 2 tight ends set. Reno looks near side. Caught by Buchanan. Simons could not turn up field quick enough, but does pick up a nice chunk of yards.
Yeah, for a moment there, I thought that was a touchdown. And if his quarterback isn't the ball about a half second sooner, it would have been. But nonetheless, it's 2nd and goal. And don't look now, Tyler, but Houston at one point was down 21-7. They have now taken the lead 28-21 in the 4th quarter.
And I wonder what the situation is with DR Sim, partner. You talked about he went out earlier in that football game. I wonder if he's made it.
Mike St. Green.
Mike St. Green. My apologies. Handoff. Hart taken down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play as Minnesota's drive is taken up a huge chunk of this third quarter.
Yeah, Mike St. Green went down with a spinal injury. I doubt he returns.
Already just over 4 minutes here of Minnesota football here in the third quarter. It's third and goal. Reno going to look to throw. Right side nearly taken away. Nearly a pick six by Ernest McCray Sr., though Minnesota will get a chance to put their first points on the board.
Ernest McCray Sr. came into this game with 8 interceptions that ranked 16th in the league, and he saw the same thing I saw. I thought that ball was even going to be thrown his way, and he was probably shocked that he decided to because he recovered their receiver like a blanket, and they're lucky. That should have been a pick six.
Well, Minnesota will try and cut into this 13-point lead here with a field goal. 21-yard attempt here from Mickey Malillo. Snap spot. Malillo's kick is up, and it is good. Indianapolis 13, Legend 3. The SFL Minor League is about to begin. Games kick off Friday, October 14th on SFL YouTube. And it's not too late to create your player and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft takes place December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create your player, the better your player will be on draft day. For more information, visit simulationfl.net. Malillo kicks us underway here in the third quarter as on the return is Rockefeller. He gets the 29-yard line, his best return of the day.
Minnesota put together a nice drive there. Unfortunately, they did not get the touchdown, but they did finally scratch the scoreboard. Indianapolis, here at home, needs to keep the pressure on.
After a nice drive of 4 minutes, 35 seconds for the Legend, now it's time for the Ramblers to try and put a drive together. Pierce going to look to throw over the middle. It is into double coverage. And look who it is in coverage. B.J. Lovelace.
Yeah.
He's a quick middle linebacker.
I keep telling everyone you need to stay away from that young man as he is the best middle linebacker in coverage in the SFL, but they continue to test him.
And so, 2nd and 10 on its way here for the Ramblers. We'll trot out 4 wide receivers as Minnesota elect to go into a 3-2 dime.
Blitz.
Play over the middle into coverage and dropped or tipped away. A very, very close pass from Pierce. Couldn't find purchase.
It was a bang play. I couldn't quite see exactly what happened. Let's look at the replay. Oh, yeah, he was just hit as he was trying to bring that ball in. Great pass deflection.
Derek Meerkat came down from his safety spot to help out on coverage partner, and now it's 3rd down.
Third down and 10. Got to be careful with the football here.
Got to try and put something together. An answer Minnesota's long drive. Colin looking for a pass over the middle. Wide open is Jeff Banfield for the first down. A pickup of right around 13 yards.
Yeah, first down. And, wow, my goodness. They needed that first down because you did not want to give the ball back to this tired Indianapolis defense after they just came off the field.
So Indianapolis moved the chains for the first time in the half. They did a pretty good job. I would say they did not do too terribly of a good job on 3rd down. That was their first 3rd down conversion of the ball game. Pass over the middle, looking for Roosevelt. He picks up 9.
First time we called this young man's name in a while, and that was a great pass there by the quarterback, getting that ball out in front, but only he could catch it because the defender was right behind him.
2nd and 1. Here for Indianapolis as they just crossed midfield. Go up the middle with Jones. Nice move, and he gets the first down.
Spreads the defense out wide, runs the ball right up the middle. Somehow got past Max Knight and picked up that first down. Look at that big snake out there. That is intimidating.
There's a reason why it's called the snake pit, partner. Love the architecture of these SFL fields. And it's 1st and 10. here for the Ramblers. 4 wideouts. Colin Pierce looks to throw, try to dump it off, and it's picked. Going back the other way. It's an electric spark for Daniel Wright. And for the Minnesota legend, they're right back in it.
And I was just about to talk about asking why Indianapolis was going to pass here in shotgun. I don't mind you passing the ball, but why have a shotgun set here in an early down? You don't want to give Minnesota any momentum. You got the fans that going into this ball game. They're hyped up and excited. And now, just like that in one play, Minnesota has totally flipped the script of this ball game, Tyler.
And guess who made the initial deflection, partner? It's BJ Loveless.
They gonna quit playing with him.
He's a bad man. He's a dangerous man.
Yes, sir.
And so Minnesota trying to make this a 3-point ball game for the first time all football game.
And there's a lot of football left.
Yes. Just over 15 minutes of play left to go in regulation. Malillo's kick is up and good. Double digits on the scoreboard for Minnesota, 13-10. The Ramblers lead continues to shrink. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6, and get SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. SimulationFL.net, your home for everything SFL. Rockefeller with a good move on the return. He is very tough to bring down. Eventually, we'll have to succumb to the tacklers at the 25.
That's the second pick six that this Minnesota defense has got in as many weeks. They got one from BJ Loveless last week versus Charleston.
And he helps out Daniel Wright to come up with the one that takes him back-to-back, partner. 1st and 10 now for Indianapolis.
Shotgun again.
A pick. Last drive. Pierce going to look for a slant play over the middle. Looking over the middle. Will find his receiver, Ed Williams, who will pick up the first down to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 15 yards on the play.
Short memory by that young man as he comes right back out in shotgun and says, hey, I have no fear. And to be a quarterback in this league successfully, you're going to have a short memory. But, wow, I don't know about going in shotgun so many times against this Minnesota defense.
He's trying to the best that he can. He's one of a couple of players that will be leaving Indianapolis after the conclusion of this football game alongside Jay Viper, also another free agent at the end of season 19. Pierce looks left side for Brad Jones, spinning upfield. Another nice spin move, but he is laid out by Daniel Wright after 5 yards.
The man just got a pick six, and now he's showing the entire SFL world that he's aggressive in tackling as well.
Tough 5 yards. Brad Jones helps set up Indy at their own 45-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Pierce going to look for Jones again in the backfield. Took a little wayward spin, a lazy roundabout spin, but eventually does pick up 3 positive yards.
Gonna set up a 3rd down and 2, and this is a first down that Indianapolis has to have.
We're to get them back on track, you would think. 3rd and 2. Only converted on 2 3rd downs today. Pierce under pressure, floats out for Jones, has a little bit of trouble and can't get that first down marker. He took about 5 yards in the backfield before going 1 yard forward.
That looked like an easy first down for Indianapolis, but unfortunately, oh man, that's tough. Wow.
So Indy have already gone for 1 4th down and then ended up being a touchdown on the run from Brad Jones. They're going to try and go for it again on their own 48-yard line.
I think they're playing possum, but that's a bad decision here in the second half.
Robert is backed off. He might want to maybe run a stop route on the outside where the coverage is weaker. Instead, they will call a timeout here in the second half. Only 2 to go, partner, as they might want that timeout back come into the football game with how close it is.
Yeah, with this being a 1-score game, now is not the time to play possum. You're going to go for it to bring out the punting unit, and they could not get Minnesota to jump with that aggressive defensive front. and they got to punt this ball away after burning that timeout.
They're aggressive but disciplined, and I want to
Yeah.
almost compliment both teams. We haven't seen any laundry on the field to this point,
Yeah.
Parker,
At all.
especially in a tough rivalry game like we've been mentioning all game long. The punt is now
Look out.
on its way.
Oh.
Whoa, Matty Wiseman got it off just in the nick of time. Adam Banks trying to make the return. He will get tackled at the 19-yard line. The 19th edition of the SFL playoffs begin next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Matchups and a complete list of network coverage for the postseason to be determined. Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL for up-to-date details when available. For a channel guide and more information about NXT, visit NLSE.com. Minnesota could potentially take their first lead of the ball game on this drive, but it's a nice deflection by Blake Bryan. He read that one to perfection.
Oh, he sure did. If he was about a step closer to the line of scrimmage, that would have been a pick six. That's about the second or third pass that Minnesota has thrown today that should have gone the other way.
2nd and 10 from 19 yards.
Reno comes out here on second down. He's only thrown 3 interceptions today. And Hart, nothing doing. Bottled up by Rocco Rossi and company for no gain.
Wow, no gain at all. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 10. Minnesota trying to find a way to keep this drive alive.
Kind of like Indy's offensive possession a few drives ago. No yards gained. All of a sudden, they pick up a whole bunch. Can Minnesota do the exact same thing as Indy plays bump coverage on the outside? Reno to throw. Over the middle, it is caught. Right pitch and catch. It's a gain of 16 yards.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because it was actually zone defense, but they tried to show it as man. It was zone, and the safety, for whatever reason, on 3rd and forever, decides to line up 1 yard off the line of scrimmage, and that ball was thrown right where he should have been.
Jay Taylor, the recipient of the last pass from Reno, is now on 1st and 10. Tight end flex,
Replay.
and it's our first penalty of the football game. As Reno tried to look for Buchanan Simons, the ball falls incomplete, and we head down to R62 for the first time tonight.
And some would say that was commentator's curse, as we just talked about, is a penalty-free game.
So Derek Jenko gets tagged with the offside call. It'll be a free 5 yards, and it'll be 1st and 5 for the legend at the 41.
Can't afford penalties at this juncture of the ball game, Tyler.
Get closer to the end of the 3rd quarter and start to maybe cross our fingers, grit our teeth. If you're a Minnesota fan, if you're an Indianapolis fan, you don't want to lose this game. You go to the dreaded 2-10 record. Reno
Oh,
takes
my
a
goodness.
deep drop looking near
Oh.
side, and it's nearly caught. The hit jars the ball free. Reno looking for France, and France today still without a reception.
Yeah, and I think that was Jay Taylor who they wanted to go to, who was running a fade route. The corner gave him a free release, but the safety was over there, did his job, and forced him to look elsewhere.
Coverage again becoming a crucial factor.
Yeah, both
In
these
this
teams
football
playing
game.
great defense today, Tyler.
Absolutely. We'll see if the defense holds true on these next couple of plays. 2nd and 5 here for Minnesota. Go with a run up the gut with Colin Hart. 1st down legend to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, the outside linebacker that time got caught shading toward the outside, and Colin Hart just went right back inside and picked up the 1st down.
1st and 10.
Down marker flips over. 1st and 10, Minnesota, as they all come back to the line in this power eye set. Just under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. Looking for the screenplay, right side for Hart. Got a couple of blocks as
Yes,
Hart
he does.
is free to run, and he rumbles for 7 yards.
And they were lucky to get him down for a gain of 7 because, like you said, he had 2 or 3 offensive linemen out there out in front of him.
Now it's 2nd and short. from Indy's 45-yard line. Key in on Adam Wiseman. Kind of quiet today, but always a factor in these kind of football games. 5-yard drop, pass near side for Hard, and about 10 yards difference between him and the next defender, and it's easy as you like for the first down.
That time, Indianapolis got caught bailing up out there at the line of scrimmage, and that was an easy pitch and catch.
Now from Indy's 39-yard line, we will come back as we reach the fourth quarter. It's a 3-point ball game between the Ramblers and Legend. Get your 4s, 86s, 68s, and 12s up in chat. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Final flame of regulation here at the Snake Pit in Indianapolis. Tyler Falk, Eddie Gage, happy to have you along with us for this final week of the regular season in the SFL. Pass over the middle.
My goodness.
Caught. First down. What a play by Queg Mam. Their first catch of the ball game, and she caught it right off the back of the defender.
Yes, she did. And Indianapolis actually had that play dialed up perfectly. They came out in a 3-2 dime, cover 8 defense, looking for the slants, and I don't know how they fit that football in there.
And so Minnesota continues to march down the field with precision. Blitz coming from Indy. Reno gets it out in time. It is caught by Hart, and as he pushed the ball right back to the down marker, it's a gain of 0.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a gain of a loss of about a half a yard. He'd been better off letting that football go.
What's second down here for the Legend? 4 wide receivers, 3 in a trip set off to Reno's right.
Look at the safeties.
Really bunched up close. Deep shot could be in the works. Reno looking over the middle, bobbled, and nearly picked up, but it falls the turf again. Ernest McRae Sr. can't come up with it.
Yeah, that time they played a robber defense again, and they had it dialed up once more and did everything but catch it. That should have been another pick.
So close with these tips that have almost resulted in interceptions. You got to look at a couple of these plays and wonder what could have been. Minnesota now here on third down. Slant play over the middle. One-handed grab by Adam Banks. It's going to be 2 yards shy, but I think that's a better play than trying to force something as Minnesota have a chance to tie this football game.
I agree with you, and I don't know if that was 3-dog T that time or what, because the corner came flying over to the near side of the field there, trying to look for a receiver, excuse me. I think that was 3-dog T, but I'm not quite sure. Nonetheless, they're going to force a field goal attempt here.
This to tie the football game. Snap spot. The 33-yard attempt is up, and it is good. And we are back level after the Legend were down 13-zip at half.
13-0 at the half. They come out here in the second half and have taken command and grabbed all the momentum. It started with that pick 6, and now it's like the game has not even started. We've got 9 and some change left, and we're knotted at 13.
Well, it's a brand new football game again, as it is over in Fort Worth. It's a tie game over there, too. Two great games on the final day of the regular season. Rockefeller now is to try and make a return from near his own 5-yard line. Great spin move upfield. Out of the tackle. Still going as Rockefeller finally taken down at the 34-yard line. What a return from Kanye.
Yeah, kind of got held up by his own man there on the return. Otherwise, that could have gotten real ugly for Minnesota.
They will start in great field position, the Ramblers will, from their own 34-yard line. Looking to try and do better on this drive. A pick 6 and a punt last 2 drives. Pass right side, looking for Brad Jones, and he is clobbered by Johnny Bravo right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was the right decision because no one was open, and no sense trying to force it here on first down. Takes it down to Brad, but Minnesota was waiting on him.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 34-yard.
Back to the line come the Ramblers in a bunch set off to the left. Dime package to counter here for the Legend. Quick drop pass over the middle. It is incomplete. Another jarring hit from the Legend defense to knock that ball free.
Minnesota spent a lot of money this offseason on the defensive side of the ball, and it's paid dividends for them all season long.
Having to start from the ground up and bring all these players in, it has worked well for the Legend. And now here come the Ramblers. Trips left. Harrison the gun, stepping up, looking short, near side, and stepping out of bounds is Jay Viper. They pick up 5 shy of the marker.
Indianapolis offense has lost all momentum since that pick six, Tyler, and they have yet to regain it. I'm not sure if it's a lack of confidence of what, seeing his lead evaporate, but they got to get things together.
They're going to have to rely on their defense here in the fourth quarter, as Minnesota has took the momentum and ran with it. High snap corralled by Matty Wiseman. Punt is on its way for Adam Banks. Banks trying to stretch the field and maybe add to his return average just a little bit. Short return up to the 27-yard line. As we want to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Swing pass near side, Hart. And he tries to force his way through defenders, is ushered out of bounds at the 32.
You know, Tyler, I would love to see Cam's bank account. You've read off about what seems to be about 40 ad reads. He must be getting paid handsomely. I'd like to know if he's hiring, because I could surely use some more money in my pocket.
Well, absolutely. But the one thing that I know Cam does, partner, is it goes straight back into the league to try and continue to innovate what has become a very successful product in the SFL. 2nd and 5. Now here for the Legend. Handoff, Hart through the middle as he snakes his way through defenders here at the snake.
No!
Picks up the first down and is down. That is not what you want to see here if you're a Minnesota fan.
Yeah, Colin Hart is down and is not getting up. Let's see what happened here in the replay. Oh, yeah, he just got met head on by the defense of Indy, and that does not look good.
Looks like he collided helmet with chest protector of Bryant James, and maybe that's the cause of the issue, as Houston take the victory on a field goal over Fort Worth. What a dramatic conclusion. We want to welcome you guys over from the Fort Worth football game here to Indianapolis. Reno looking for a corner route. Oh, and it's nearly picked off again. Another drop by Ernest McCray Sr.
Yeah, I think he would have had the football. He actually had it in his grasp, but the receiver did a great job of knocking it away.
So Reno will be called on a lot, you would think, to try and air out the football to folks other than Colin Hart, which is a massive blow to this offense.
Yes, it is.
Scott St. Croix is the backup tailback in for the injured Hart.
First time we've seen this set all day.
Looking to throw left side. Caught by Bachagalupe, and Bachagalupe will pick up 8 yards to the Minnesota 47.
A big third down and coming up. 3rd down and 2. It's a short yardage situation, and your starting tailback is on the sidelines getting looked at. Let's see how they decide to attack the defense here for Indianapolis.
Saw quickly the quick quarterback comparison. It's a credit to these defenses. 6 turnovers combined between the two defenses. Handoff towards St. Croix, and St. Croix gets the first down for Minnesota.
Didn't get any help from his left guard there, but he got great push from the center and the right guard. And wow, they opened up a hole for him to pick up that first down. Great push by the O-line.
Great play, great push, great all-around effort from the Legend. It's next man up mentality here in Minnesota as the coverage comes right up to the line of scrimmage here on 1st down. Reno looking to throw, finds St. Croix out of the backfield, and St. Croix is going to lunge forward for a pickup of 2.
I thought he had something going there as he had offensive linemen running over there to give him a block, but unfortunately they missed one, and it's going to set up a 2nd down and 8.
Indy's 48-yard line. 2 wideouts right, fullback and tailback behind Reno in the eye. And off St. Croix through the middle.
Wow.
Got some help, and St. Croix, he's come alive after coming on the field. That's a nice run of 7 yards.
Yeah, and he got some great help from his offensive line too, Tyler, as that was a big hole.
That was a massive hole, and it seems like the offensive line understand the situation.
Yeah.
They have to do a little bit extra to help the backup tailback out. And now it's 3rd and short.
All right, Jax.
Wiseman again showing blitz. He'll wait, and St. Croix will have time. They might want to send Wiseman on the blitz, a middle linebacker blitz, in a couple of plays because St. Croix is taking them apart in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and you would think that Minnesota invested heavily in their offensive line here because they're getting some great push, but they have not. But despite that fact, they're getting some good push here this afternoon.
This run game is taking a chunk out of the game clock. Pass near side, falling down
my goodness.
is Jay Taylor. He picks up the 1st down and has some words for Ernest McCray Sr. He thinks that's a late hit.
The guy was on the ground defenseless. That could have been a penalty, but with this being having so much playoff implications in it, the refs are letting them play.
Things are getting nippy here at the Snake Pit. 2nd and 5 here for Minnesota. Reno, deep drop, looks left side, it is caught. 1st down, it's the first catch of the ball game for Jason France.
And he did a great job, Tyler, of coming back for the football. Otherwise, that could have been deflected, if not intercepted. But he understood the situation, knew the coverage was tight, and he came back for it.
And so, another 1st down here for the legend. Reno under pressure. It is tipped up and what a great awareness from Jay Taylor to come back and grab the football.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be intercepted there for a moment. Both these teams are playing playoff-style football here today, Tyler.
That's a huge credit to what this rivalry has become, and it started, as we talked about, even before these two teams had a full roster in front of them.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Handoff, left side is Colin Hart is back in the football game. He gets knocked back to yard.
And that time, Indianapolis understood the situation as Minnesota lined up with a strong side left with 2 tight ends over there. And just before the snap of the ball, shifted over to that side of the field.
Good news for the legend to see their star tailback back out in the field. Unfortunately, couldn't do anything on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and long. Reno under pressure, stepping up, and he is thrown to the turf. He is sacked at the 33-yard line. 4th down.
Yeah, and that time, Indianapolis got great push and actually knocked a man down to the turf. He's going to set up about a 50-yard field goal, and I think they're going to go for it here and attempt to make this one.
This would be for Minnesota's 1st lead of the ball game.
About
with
49 and a half yards.
With just about 3 minutes to go in regulation. Low snap. It is kicked by Malillo. It is up, and it is barely good. Minnesota have the lead 16-13.
That ball just barely crossed the crossbar. Let's look at this on the replay of just how close that was. He made about 2 yards.
2 yards. It's a matter of inches here in Indianapolis. As now the Minnesota legend with the lead. They have scored 16 unanswered points to come right back and take the lead.
Gotta love this game.
Absolutely. Malillo kicks it off here for Rockefeller to return. From a 20-yard line, trying to make something happen. He's taken down at the 26-yard line. 2:53 to go. Here in Indianapolis, can they spoil Minnesota's party as Minnesota looks for a potential division title in their inaugural season?
2:53 to go in this ball game, Tyler, and Indianapolis offense has done absolutely nothing here in the second half. They need to find a way to put up points here.
And fast and now. There's no time like the present. Here come the Ramblers. Colin Pierce in the gun. Looking over the middle. It's deflected by Axel Raven, incomplete.
Another ill-advised pass, and I'm not sure what's going on with the quarterback of Indianapolis, Colin Pierce, but he needs to shake off the cobwebs and get his act together.
He was doing so well in the first half,
Yeah.
despite a couple of turnovers, and then first drive of the second half comes in a pick six. You wonder how much that has played a factor in this second half. 2nd and 10. Pierce going to look to throw over the middle. Caught. That's a first down. Jeff Banfield, the man on the other end of the pass, to move the chains.
A former DC Dragon takes the trip out to the Midwest, trying to continue to make a name for himself, comes up with a big first down here for Indianapolis.
That was close. A close call. They get the first down despite the heavy hit by Johnny Bravo. 2.5 minutes to go. 4 wide receivers. Pierce looks for a quick shot. Deep ball, and it's just a little bit too far. Cody Griffin held up the receiver just a little bit, I think.
You know what he did? And it was actually a legal play because he turned around, looked for the football, and like my coach used to tell us, put a body on him. He did just that. Put a body on him, turn around, look for the football, makes it a legal defensive play. Great defense there.
After the incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Single back ace formation. Outside linebacker showing blitz. They'll back off. Pierce under pressure. Down he goes. Max Knight there for another sack for the legend. And they hustle back to the line.
I wouldn't be hustling right now. I'd be huddling up. 3rd and 13.
2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Pierce over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Another solid play from B.J. Lovelace.
Yeah, and the offense for Indianapolis has just imploded here in the second half, Tyler, and they are not doing that defense, who's played great all day, any favors.
And so here come the Ramblers to the line on 4th down. 4th and 13. Just outside the 2-minute warning. They have to get beyond the 47-yard line. Quick drop, all slant play over the middle. He swings it first down. Indianapolis as we hit the 2-minute warning. It was a completed pass to Jay Viper, and we just have 2 minutes to go here from the snake pit. What a pass to get us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. It's only a 3-point ball game, and we got 2 minutes to go. Don't go anywhere. Partner, let's get right back into it. What'd you like about that last play to set Indianapolis back up on offense?
What I liked about it was that he had patience. It was only a 3-step drop. He had to depend on his offensive line to give him protection to allow those receivers to get past the sticks.
Linebacker showing blitz on first down. Pierce looking for a pass over the middle. He's got it to Ryan Roosevelt. Short little pickup of maybe about 3 yards, and they elect to maybe slow it down just a bit.
I don't think I've seen that route tree all day, Tyler. I think that's the first time I've seen that play.
It's a nice little play. I think they ran an out route and maybe a post on the top of the formation and then just ran Roosevelt underneath, and it worked out pretty well. Threw Minnesota's defense for a loop. Shotgun set. 2nd and 8. Here for Indianapolis. Pierce fires over the middle. Caught inside the 40. First down, Indianapolis.
And that was a tough throw there by Colin Pierce.
They can get maybe 4, maybe 5 more yards. We're potentially looking at extra football here in Indiana.
Shotgun doubles left.
4-man rush. Pierce looking near side. Caught all alone. First down, Ryan Roosevelt to Minnesota's 20.
That's the first time we've seen him take a shot deep against this Minnesota defense in quite some time, Tyler. And they benefit off of there. He actually got bumped off his route and still is able to come up and make a play.
And so Indianapolis is knocking on the door. They're 20 yards from pay dirt and possibly taking the lead in this football game.
Yeah.
They only have 2 timeouts after some little shenanigans in the third quarter. Alan Pierce looking over the middle. That is caught inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Back to the line they go. Jeff Banfield holding it in.
I would not be going hurry up right now.
First and goal, Indianapolis. Coverage backs off into the end zone. Swing pass right side for Brad Jones. He can't swing out of the tackle. Staying in bounds. Here they go back to the line. Second and goal from the 7.
Huddle up. You got 2 timeouts.
Approaching the 30-second mark. Pierce to throw. Right side. And he's got Randy Pierce.
He's out.
And he's out of bounds after hitting the 2-yard line.
Wow. I mean, I guess they saw something I didn't because I'd have been huddling up. But great decision there to hit Randy Pierce. And had he been able to turn around and get upfield, that's a touchdown.
Third and goal now for Indianapolis. A touchdown would potentially take away a divisional title from Minnesota.
They're going to go empty and take away the threat of the run. I don't like that.
Look for maybe an all-slant play over the middle. Yes, that's what they're doing. Pierce into the back of the end zone. It is caught, but out of bounds. Jay Viper couldn't get a foot in.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's third down, so you have the option to run with 2 timeouts. You got to give them at least a threat of the run to keep those linebackers honest.
So all plays here under 2 minutes will be reviewed or could be reviewed by the folks upstairs. Instead, Indianapolis will try and attempt a 19-yard field goal from the right hash. This to tie the football game. Snap, spot. Kick is up and good. From 18 yards, we are level again at 16 with 25 seconds to go in regulation.
I got to give Colin Pierce and his offense credit. I gave him a lot of flack today, but with time not on their side against this fierce, aggressive Minnesota defense, they found a way to march downfield and kick this game-time field goal.
They take a huge chunk of time off the game clock. On the return now is Adam Banks. Trying to make something happen to the outside. He is eventually taken down at the 26. Minnesota have 21 seconds and all 3 of their timeouts to get inside of field goal range, or we're headed for overtime.
Now, Tyler, if you're the coach of Indianapolis, do you get aggressive here with only 21 seconds left and all 3 timeouts deep in your own end?
To me, I say the end zone is expanded to the 35-yard line. You cannot afford them to get to that point. Three wide receivers on first down. Sidearm sling over.
Goodness.
First down to the 37. Minnesota call a timeout.
Man, that was a tight window, but Johnny Bravo fitted in there.
Johnny Bravo, Johnny Reno, lots of Johnnies on this team.
Johnny Reno.
Reno floats it in there, partner. It'd be quite something if Bravo came over and did something. We've seen the offensive linemen receive a football. We've seen defensive tackles receive a football here in the SFL. Now, we'll see what happens. Maybe Johnny Bravo gets a play under center one of these days. Reno floats it left side for the fullback, Tank Williams, and he cannot get out of bounds, forcing Minnesota to use their second timeout with 13 seconds to go.
Their own 40-yard line, if they can find a way to complete an intermediate to deep pass here, they can set themselves up for a field goal attempt here. Let's see how this plays out. Oh,
they're going to come out with 4 wide receivers on bump coverage.
And they shade them to the inside.
Here we go. Reno has to float it out for Hart near side. Hart is not going to get out of bounds. Minnesota going to hustle back to the line.
Timeout.
Opting not to use their timeout until just now with 3 seconds to go. Likely we'll see a Hail Mary, and then anything can happen.
And this time I read the play right thanks to the camera angle. And as Adam Wiseman, the defensive coordinator, alerted me of earlier, that was middle blast 1. They blitzed the linebacker, played man underneath, and forced him to get rid of the ball before he wanted to.
Well, this is third in regulation from Minnesota's 47. All 4 wide receivers set up to Johnny Reno's right. Back to pass.
Look out.
Steps up. Pressure coming. And he is blasted by
Oh, my
Kanye
goodness.
Rockefeller. And we are headed to overtime.
It looks so weird seeing Kanye Rockefeller rocking number 48. I was having a hard time recognizing him, but he makes the play there. Doesn't even allow him to get the pass off.
And that will take us to overtime. Indianapolis and Minnesota tied up at 16. And partner, this game has lived up to the billing.
It sure has.
A rivalry game already early on in both these two teams' franchise histories in their inaugural seasons. Minnesota in the playoffs, the first expansion team to make it since season 11 in the Las Vegas Fury. A win against Indy gets them a potential divisional title if Tulsa in our next block can take down Sioux Falls. Indianapolis looking to spoil the party, and we're underway. Minnesota will get the football first. Is on the return. Is Adam Banks, and he is taken down at the 24-yard line. And we had to see Minnesota maybe run a more expedited game plan in that last drive, partner. But Minnesota's offense in the second half, really a different team than the first half.
Yeah, the pick six gave them the energy and the life that they needed and the confidence they could win this ball game, and their offense took it from there. Split jacks. Look for the tight end to flash out to the sideline.
What happens here? 1st and 10. We saw Bacigalupe get the call last time. He gets it again here, left side. Or check that. That's going to be the third-string tight end, Chai Tunka, who gets 5 yards.
The play gets flipped so that the strong side is to the far side of the field, which brings him out, the secondary tight end that is, to the sideline.
Good pickup on first down, sets up second and manageable. Goal line eye here from Minnesota. It's been their bread and butter today. Up the middle goes Colin Hart. Hart able to pick up 4 before he's taken down by Prine.
And that's about a third or fourth time we've seen Colin Hart make that first man miss and pick up additional yards. That guy is electric.
Just a reminder, any points in overtime, whether it be a safety, field goal, touchdown. That's all you need. Pass to the middle, nearly caught, but dropped by the fullback Tank Williams.
No, I think that got deflected, Tyler.
Now it's 4th down.
Yeah.
And Minnesota have an early decision.
Oh, you got to punt this ball away. You can't go for it deep in your own end. Your defense is playing great.
Indeed, we'll see Ryan Platt take to the field. Indianapolis's special teams unit going to play coverage. Not going to send a whole lot of pressure on the punter Platt.
And for the first time today, we see Chad rolling in the chat typing, let's go ahead and end this football game. Fair catch by Kanye.
At the 33-yard line. And don't forget, Next Level Sports' coverage of the SFL continues tonight when Sioux Falls Sparrows and the Tulsa Desperados meet with a divisional title on the line and playoff positioning. Kickoff at 8:45 p.m. Eastern with live look-ins from Lone Star, Mexico City. For a channel guide and more info about NXT, visit NLSE.com. Minnesota punted. Now what can Indianapolis do? They'll start with the throw. Right side, over out. Here goes Randy Pierce. Inside the 40, inside the 30-yard line. One play in their inside field goal range to crush the hearts of Minnesota.
Yeah, and that time the cornerback on that side, I believe it was Johnny Bravo, got caught looking at his own receiver who lined up in front of him as he ran a slant. But as you said, the tight end went to the outside. No one over there to pick him up, and that's a big catch and run. And just like that in one play, they're already in field goal range.
We'll probably see Indianapolis try to get closer. So anything still can happen. 1st and 10, Indy from Minnesota's 29. Pierce going to look to throw it. He throws it to the turf as he's hit hard. Incomplete is the call.
Yeah, Meerkat on the tackle there. And, man, that had disaster looking written all over it as there was no one open downfield. And he's lucky he actually got knocked down while he was throwing it because there was no one open.
And so it's 2nd and 10 here for Indy.
Oh, they're going to go
They
shotgun.
go into the gun. They
Oh,
go
my
into that
goodness.
gun. They're already in field goal territory.
What are you doing?
Here's to throw. Deep shot near side, and it's
Oh.
picked up by Cody Griffin. And they'll give him forward progress to the 3. No safety. And Minnesota come on the clutch.
What are you doing? You're already in field goal range, and this man has already picked you off one time earlier today on another fade route attempt. This guy has been around for a few seasons now, but he's already shown signs of being a true veteran in this league. They decided to test him deep, going for the home run ball unnecessarily, and Minnesota has the football right back.
What a play from Cody Griffin. The Legend are not out of this yet. And now they start from their own 3-yard line. They go with a pass themselves. Left side into coverage, and Indianapolis takes it away. What a crazy series of events here in overtime.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try to run the ball to get deep out of their own end zone, and they go for the home run ball. The receiver was never open. I'm not quite sure what the quarterback was looking at, and just that Indianapolis is given a gift of opportunity that they better take advantage of.
Now everyone in Indianapolis is pleading with the Ramblers to try a field goal, and here we go. Larry Barr from 35. After all that, they get a chance to seal the game. And they even up this rivalry. Snap spot. Kick is up. It is good. Indianapolis knocks out Minnesota, and Sioux Falls Sparrows are your Central Division champions.
Sioux Falls fans throughout SFL Nation are rejoicing. Larry Barr hits his 4th field goal of the day. This one a game winner. There's rumors that he's going to be retired at the end of the season. What a way to go out.
Indianapolis with a 19-16 win take Minnesota out of divisional title territory, but not out of the playoffs. The Legend will go to the playoffs for the first time in franchise history in their inaugural season. Indianapolis will improve to 3-9, and what a ball game, partner. This matchup, Minnesota and Indianapolis, is going to be marked on everyone's calendar for seasons to come.
Yeah, Tyler, you talked about it pregame. We both did about what this rivalry means to both of these teams. And we thought that vice versa was a thing. This rivalry has the potential to be even bigger.
What a fantastic game. We thought when Daniel Wright made the pick 6, Minnesota would be on the comeback trail, and they did. They marched down the field. They tie up the football game. They do it again to take the lead. But Indianapolis roars back to tie it up overtime, and then all hell breaks loose in OT.
It did, and I can just see the social media post now. Just earlier today, BJ Lovelace, the co-owner of the Minnesota Legend, came out with a picture of a janitor holding his keys and said that was going to be Minnesota cutting out the lights to Indianapolis season. But Indianapolis stepped up big time. Their offense did in the second half. They were shut down pretty much that entire second half. But late in overtime, in the crucial moments of the game where they had to have it, they hit the game-time field goal, and in OT, the defense stepped up. The offense came up right behind them, kicked the game winner, and Larry Barr hits his 4th field goal of the day, this one for the win.
So player of the game to come up shortly. But it's time to say a few words, as I want to give a special thank you to Eddie Gage for helping me out tonight. Special thanks to Ethan Kai and David Harrell and the stats truck for giving us all the stats tonight. A special thank you to Commissioner Cameron Irvine for all the work he puts in, season out, and for all of you who tune in to each week to watch your team play here on Twitch, YouTube, X Level Sports, and ESTV. It's been a fantastic season 19. I hope to see all of you in the playoffs. And for one final time this regular season, I've been Tyler Falk. Stay tuned for more football later tonight in the playoffs. And it's good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, Eddie, lead us out of here.
Arizona, I love y'all. Let's go, man. Season 19 Western Division champions, but the job is not done. There's more work to do. But today it's not about me. It's about this Indianapolis Ramblers team who came out here and handled their business, finishing the season out 3-9, 1-1 against this Minnesota team. I look forward to more of this division rivalry next season.